We're Guardians. And Guardians don't flee. They fight.
What's up, YouTube? So, I've been playing this new game mode Rift for quite some time now. In fact, that's most of what I've done in the last 36 hours. All day yesterday from 11 a.m. until 10 p.m. I was grinding Rift. So, today I'm going to give you all some tips and share some stuff you might not know. Hopefully, this will help you or your team to be more successful. And if you're playing solo, it should help you be able to carry your team. First, let's start with some weapons to use. I found that using Abyss Defiant, Suros Regime, the Messenger, the Summoner, Lowdown P14, and Mida all were highly exceptional weapons to use. As far as secondary and heavy, it's mostly shotguns and rockets as usual. Though I do expect this to change as we get new weapons. The weapons that you get from the gunsmith for the test weapons, they're not that bad. They're a little weaker than the current models, but I'm sure that'll change as well. As far as the game goes, a few things to know are that you don't need to score the spark to win. You can in fact win without scoring. However, to do so, you cannot allow the other team to score either. At this point, it basically becomes team deathmatch, but to add to this, just picking up the spark grants you 300 points. So the more you can pick it up, the better your chances are of winning. This is great news for solo players who can't really rely on the randoms on their team, or I like to call them randos. This is a great way to carry your team just by simply picking up the spark when it's ready. Even if you die immediately after, it's okay because you picked it up. Also, the closer that you can get the spark to the other team's point, the more points you're going to get. And if you score it, you're looking at around 1,000 points, not including any kills. I think it's around 800 points just for the score and 200 points for bonuses. And then if there's anybody around whenever you put it in their point or whatever, then it's like a super and it kills them, so you get the points for that. So you can get upwards of 1,500. I think the most I've got was 1,400 or 1,500. Now, kind of jumping back to the weapons that I mentioned earlier, the game mode really caters to short to medium range weapons. A few maps work okay with snipers, but you're better off using the short to medium range weapons, as most of the contact will be in that range unless you specifically attempt to stay away from those hot zones. And with that said, my final piece of advice is to spec with as much agility as possible. The faster you can be, the better you will be. This really only applies if you plan on scoring or trying to score the spark. If you have no intentions of going for the spark at all, then just stick to what you like. Hopefully you learned something from this. I know it wasn't super in-depth, but I'll revise it later in the year as we start to see new meta games and whatnot, and weapons and all this other stuff. But for now, these are the best tips to help you win. Let me know what you think. And as always, until next time.